So in working with dogs, I'm looking at things from the concepts of nature, the dog's perspective, what they are by nature, how do they think by nature, how do they communicate by nature, how do they process information by nature, who are they by nature. We often are looking at things from training. I need to tell my dog to sit and down and heel in place, and I need to give treats, and I need to get the right tool. Maybe it's a gentle leader, maybe it's a no pull harness, maybe a prong collar, remote collar, clicker. And we're looking at things from this perspective. And so we don't fully connect to what we need to connect to. Most people will look at dogs and they'll understand that the way they communicate is through intimidation, threat, and they do this through the way that they hold themselves, what they project, the energy they project, that intent they project. They hold their body in a certain way. They show their teeth. They growl. They bark. They bite. This is how dogs communicate. And most people understand that. And then we'll be saying that we need to teach them what we mean when we tell them sit. But the dog's never going to understand why you're telling them to sit. You tell them to sit and you give them a treat, and they say, oh, that's why you told me to sit. They don't understand that it's because you don't want them jumping up or running over to see the other dog. They don't understand that. So we need to communicate with dogs in the way that nature says it should be done. And so we look at how dogs communicate and we follow this type of sequence. I don't like what's happening, so my energy, my intent, I start to project this. My body language is held in a certain way. I have a certain look about me. I go to verbalizing what I do not like, making sound to what I do not like. My actions are communicating what I don't like, and I'm doing this through that intimidation, that threat of consequence. Because this is what dogs do, this is what they understand. It's like going to a foreign country. They speak a different language, they have different customs, and when you get there, you're like, you need to learn how to speak my language. No, we need to speak theirs. And we need to speak dogs' language because this is what they understand, and it's the only thing they can actually understand. Because when you tell a dog to sit, they don't understand that you're telling them to sit because you don't want them to jump, or that you don't want them to go over to another dog, or whatever. They don't understand that's what you're saying. But the way that nature says it should be done amongst dogs, they fully understand. Oh, okay, you saying stay away from there. Oh, okay, you don't want me to jump up on you. I got it. But the way they do it, through that intimidation and through that threat, they do this, but we don't like it. We think it's something that should not exist. It's bad. And so we want to try to do things in a different way. And so people are trying to dominate their dogs, influence them, control them through withholding food, giving food, taking away things that they like, giving them things that they like. And so they try to do this, but it's not really how dogs do things. So why don't we just accept their language and culture, understand what it's about, respect it, and start to learn it and be able to communicate it? Now, I'm not going to bite a dog. I mean, you could try, but I'm not going to do that. There's other ways to replicate the discipline component. So, we must understand our dog's language. We must step into that language, into their world, into their culture, the way they go about things. We need to understand them from this perspective of nature so that we can have a wonderful relationship with them. We want for our dogs to understand us, and our dogs want us to understand them.